first prep. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is the third video with us. Today inshallah we are going to study Algebra Unit 1 Lesson 3. This lesson is adding and subtracting rational numbers. We are going to study the operations and the properties of addition and subtraction. Let's start. At this lesson, we are going to learn how to add and subtract two fractions by two different ways, without calculator and with calculator. And we are going to study the properties of the addition and subtraction. And we are going to take very important questions about this lesson. Okay, in the first example, find the value of each of the following in its simplest form. First, negative 4 over 5 plus negative 3 over 2. Before adding the two numbers, we need to change them into the common denominators. Okay, we have the denominators here as I explained in the last lesson. We are going to switch the denominators like this. The first fraction I'm going to multiply up and down by 2, and in the second one I'm going to multiply up and down by 5. Then the new fractions will be like this. The first one will be negative 8 over 10 plus the second one negative 15 over 10. Okay, now you can easily add the two fractions because they have the same denominator. Okay, first put down the same denominator 10 and add the numerators. Negative 8 plus negative 15, it's equals negative 23. Okay, negative 10 over negative 23 over 10, this fraction in the simplest form, then the final answer is negative 23 over 10. Or you can use calculator like this. Negative fraction 4 over 5 plus negative 3 over 2 equal negative 23 over 10. Okay, the other one, the next one, 3 over 8 plus 1 over 4. Now I have two different ways. First, I can switch the denominators. That means multiply the first fraction by 4 and the second fraction by 8, and this is the correct method. Or we can look to the greater one. The greater one is 8. 8 is divisible by 4. Then you can use the common denominator 8. How? By multiply the second fraction up and down by 2. Why 2? Because 8, because 4 times 2 equal 8. Yes, it will be multiply up and down times 2. The two fractions will be 3 over 8 plus 2 over 8. Now we have the same denominator 8, and by adding 3 plus 2, which is 5, the result will be 5 over 8. Then we can check that this fraction in the simplest form. Okay, see, 2 over 5 plus 3 over 1. Okay, the second fraction I need to change 3 over 1 into the denominator 5. How? By multiply up and down by 5 the two fractions will be 2 over 5 plus 15 over 5. Okay, write down the same denominator 5 and add 2 plus 5 equals 17, and you can check by using calculator. The next one, 3 and 1 over 3 plus negative 2 plus 1 over 4. Okay, 3 and 4, the common denominator is difficult. Then we are going to switch the denominators by multiplying the first fraction by 4 up and down, multiply the second fraction by 3 up and down. The first fraction will be 3 and 4 over 12 plus negative 2 and 3 over 12. Okay, now we have first the fraction, the denominator will be 12. We have whole number 3 plus negative 2. 3 plus negative 2 is 1, and I'm going to write 1 here in the whole number. And 4 plus negative 3, again 4 plus negative 3 equal 1. I will write it here in the numerator. The final answer will be 1 and 1 over 12, and we can check this answer by calculator. The next fraction, 0.5 dot plus 1 over 18. First, using calculator, I'm going to write 0.5, as I explained before, equal 5 over 9 to change the recurring decimal into fraction like this, and it will be 5 over 9 plus 1 over 18. Okay, we can switch the denominators, and it will be very difficult one because we have 18 and 9. If we multiply by each other, the result will be very big denominator. But what we can do, by looking to the greater one, 18 can divisible by 9, then we search number. If we multiply by 9 give 18, this number is what? Yes, this number is 2. Then by multiply up and down by 2. Okay, why 2? Because 9 times 2 equals 18, and leave the second fraction without change. It will be 10 over 18 plus 1 over 18. It will be 18, the same here, and 10 plus 1 equals 11. The final result is 11 over 18. Now I'm going to explain the properties of addition. The first property, remember these properties we have studied in the 5th and in the 6th primary, so I will remind you these properties. Okay, the first property here called closure property. Closure, the word closure comes from the word close. Okay, the sum of any two rational numbers is a rational number. What does it mean? That means if we have, for example, 1 over 9 plus 2 over 9. 1 over 9 is a rational number, plus 2 over 9 is also a rational number. The result will be 3 over 9. In the simplest form, it will be 1 over 3. 1 over 3 here belongs to Q, then the result always belongs to Q. Then this is the property of closure. We can say that Q is closed under addition. Q is closed under addition. That means if you add any two rational numbers, the result will be rational number. This is the closure property. Next, we have the commutative property. Okay, all of us know the commutative property well. It's very easy property. By switching the fractions, all the numbers, okay, the addition doesn't change. For example, if we have here 2 over 3 plus 1 over 3, it's equal 1 over 3 plus 2 over 3. The result here in both cases equal 3 over 3 equal 1. Okay, then by switching or changing the fractions, okay, the result doesn't change. Okay, this is the commutative property. The third property is called the associative property. Associative property, if we have three fractions as we see, 3 over 7 plus 2 over 7 between brackets plus 1 over 7, okay, equal the same fractions, but the fraction, the brackets change it. Okay, we have here the brackets around 2 over 7 and 1 over 7. In both cases, the result will be 6 over 7. Then this is the associative property. That means this property means change the brackets and the result doesn't change. Property number 4. Identity element or neutral element. Identity or neutral. The identity or neutral means element with no effect. Here, the element with no effect in the addition is 0. Then we can say that 0 is the identity element in addition. That means what? Means, for example, if we have 1 over 2 plus 0 as the same as 0 plus half, in both cases the fraction half doesn't change because we add to the identity or the element with no effect in the addition. Okay, it's a very important property. Okay, many questions comes about this property. Okay, the next one and the final one, the additive inverse. The additive inverse means the opposite sign. Again, the additive inverse means the opposite sign. For example, the additive inverse of 3 over 4 is negative 3 over 4. To satisfy this property, if we add 3 over 4 plus negative 3 over 4 gives us 0, which is the identity. Okay, then if he asks about the identity, you will change the sign of the number. Okay, the next example, write the property of addition operation used in each of the following. Okay, 5 over 3 plus 2 over 9 equal 2 over 9 plus 5 over 3. We have here the same two fractions. The only change is the order of them. This is the commutative property. Okay, 1 over 2 plus negative 3 over 5 plus 1 over 7, but the brackets are around 1 over 2 and negative 3 over 5. In the other side, we have the same fractions, but the brackets changed. This is the associative property. Okay, 1 over 5, see, 1 over 5 plus negative 1 over 5. Here we add 1 over 5 to its inverse. It's additive inverse. Finally, 3 over 4 plus 0. Add the number to 0. This is the additive identity. Okay, the next example, complete, and this is the very important question. The additive identity element is what? The additive identity is 0. The additive inverse of 1 over 7, I'm going to change the sign into negative 1 over 7. The additive inverse of negative 3 over 5, change the sign, it will be 3 over 5. The additive inverse of 2 over 3 all to the power of 0. First, يا ولاد, we need to find the result of this fraction, which is equal to 1. Because any number to the power of 0 equals 1. The inverse of 1 is negative 1. The next, negative 5 over 6 all power of 0 equals 1. Its inverse is negative 1. The additive inverse of absolute negative 2 over 9, the result equal 2 over 9. The inverse of 2 over 9 is negative 2 over 9. The additive inverse of absolute x is, in that case, I don't know the result of absolute x because x here is unknown. Then I leave the absolute without change, but I'm going to change the sign outside like this. It will be negative absolute x because I don't know the value of absolute x. Okay, next, the additive inverse of 0. All of us know that 0 is neither positive nor negative. Its inverse is the same number. Zero. The remainder of subtracting 2 over 5 from 3 over 5, to subtract those two numbers, okay, subtract 2 over 5 from 3 over 4 means subtract 3 over 4 minus 2 over 5. Now I'm going to use the calculator. 3 over 4 minus 2 over 5 equals 7 over 20. The result here, 7 over 20. Next, 2 over 3 plus what equals 0 plus its inverse plus negative 2 over 3. It's better here to put them between two brackets. A plus 3 over 10 equals 0. Then A equal, it's the inverse of 3 over 10, which is negative 3 over 10. And this is the end of the lesson. I hope it was useful for you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. See you in the next lesson, inshallah.